Kenyans will continue suffering until the day they will wake up. Come 2027, Kenyans will still elect bad leaders and they will still continue suffering. A few days ago in Bungoma, there were some political exchanges between George Natembeya and Ichung'wa. And now Natembeya is threatening legal action against Ichung'wa. So the big question is, George Natembeya was accusing William Ruto's government of being intolerant to criticism. Right now, he intends to sue Ichung'wa for attacking him at that burial ceremony in Bungoma. So Natembeya is not willing to be tolerant of those criticizing him. Let's have a look at the story as captured by the Star Kenya. National Assembly Majority Leader Ichung'wa's dear Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya to make good his threat to sue him over remarks he made against him during a burial in Bungoma on Friday, January 3rd. The story continues. Face off. Governor George Natembeya versus Majority Leader Ichung'wa. This is what Natembeya's lawyer is saying. The words you uttered in front of the huge gathering directed to our client meant and were understood that our client is murderer, unethical, unprofessional, and dismal public servants who was in charge of killings Kenyans and dumping them in River Yala. Then Ichung'wa's legal team is responding. In the fullness of time, the wheels of justice shall eventually roll at your client's doorstep, and there shall be immense weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then Natembeya's legal team continues. Our client demands, which we hereby do, that you attend to the foregoing within 3 days, failing which proceedings will be instituted against you, holding you liable for all consequential costs and expenses. And then Ichung'wa's legal team responds, any imaginary suit contemplated by your client against our client shall be dead on arrival at the point of lodgment. Should your client succumb to fantasy and proceed with any misguided action against our client, the same shall be subjected to a high voltage legal counter at your client's peril as to costs. So George Natembeya is threatening a legal action against Ichung'wa. In other words, George Natembeya does not want to be tolerant to critics. I want us to dig deep into all this, in which I'll explain why these William Ruto's critics are worse off than him. And should they take power in 2027, Kenyans will gnash their teeth. They will regret having voted this batch of leaders. They are worse off than Ruto. They are accusing William Ruto of not being tolerant. They are saying William Ruto is intolerant. Are they themselves tolerant to critics? Is Natembeya tolerant to critics? Is RIGATHI tolerant to critics? What do you think will happen today if George Natembeya becomes Kenya's president? Will he allow Gen Zs to criticize his government? George Natembeya. What if RIGATHI today becomes the president of Kenya? Will he allow the Gen Zs to depict him as dead in a coffin? Will RIGATHI allow that? Can Natembeya allow Gen Z to depict him in a coffin dead? These are hard questions Kenyans should and must ask themselves. I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to understand clearly what all this means politically. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. William Ruto has undoubtedly failed to deliver. And many of you will agree with me on that William Ruto has performed below par. No doubt about that, ladies and gentlemen. But now the main problem is, who is going to replace William Ruto come the next election? Do Kenyans just want to continue recycling bad leaders, worse off leaders than William Ruto? Because we were meant to believe Uhuru Kenyatta was bad and that William Ruto was going to be better than Uhuru Kenyatta. And that's why some Kenyans voted for William Samoei Ruto. It pains me that the same Kenyans who did vote for William Ruto after all the warnings we gave here are now the ones leading the rebellion against him, and they want now Kenya to support them in their rebellion against Ruto. Look at the leaders they are fronting, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that I hate any politician or any leader in Kenya. My only weakness is that I don't know how to pretend. I don't know how to sugarcoat things. I say things as they are. I consider myself the only truthful man left in Kenya. Look at the leaders being fronted. The likes of Rigathi Gachagua, the likes of Waititu, the likes of George Natembeya. If Natembeya becomes the president of Kenya today, do you think he'll even allow Gen Zs to criticize his government? What about Rigathi Gachagua? I'm also seeing the likes of Waititu angling to form some alliances after which they will work with Rigathi Gachagua. The truth of the matter is, William Ruto's main challenger come the next election will be Rigathi Gachagua. Whether Rigathi will be on the ballot or not, if status quo were to prevail till 2027, William Ruto's main challenger will be Rigathi Gachagua. Whether Rigathi will be a candidate or not, he will be calling shots. So we might have a Rigathi Gachagua's puppet candidate. So Rigathi Gachagua will be the person ruling. That's the reality of Kenya's politics. If I'm looking it with some political lenses, it will be a William Ruto's camp versus Rigathi Gachagua's camp. And I consider Rigathi Gachagua's camp worse off than even William Ruto's camp. The same people gave us Ruto, these people never learn. And that's why it pains me that Kenyans are playing some politics they don't understand the end games. Kenyans, as you attack William Samoei Ruto, you should also make it very clear that you don't support any alliance bringing in Rigathi Gachagua and his team. As you attack Ruto, equally attack Rigathi Gachagua. And if you do that, a new force will emerge, a force of leaders of integrity. That's what I've all along preached in this platform. But Kenyans sometimes don't understand things. Kenyans have got very high affinity for bad leaders. The dirtier you are, the more corrupt you are, the most likely Kenyans will elect you. And that's why I'm seeing the wind. This wind blowing to hell is slowly but surely picking momentum. It's a wind that will lead Kenyans to hell. Natembeya and his team are accusing Ruto's government of being intolerant. He was just attacked in a burial. They were all playing politics. Natembeya did attack Ruto's team. Ruto's team responded. You are now seeing Joy Natembeya threatening a legal action against Ichung'wa. That should be a warning. This other team, ladies and gentlemen, all these accusations are labeling against Ruto. If they were in position of authority, they would do worse than what William Ruto is doing today. And that's the truth. Let me stop it there. In case you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.